She took her shahada surrounded by people who hugged her and cried. And then everyone went home. And she stood in her apartment alone, holding a faith she had chosen with her whole heart, in a community she did not yet know how to enter. This episode is for her. Assalamu alaikum, beautiful souls, and welcome back to From Zaham to Shifa. Today I want to talk about a journey that is the most spiritually profound a person can take, and also one of the loneliest. The journey of the woman who chose Islam, who heard something true in it and said yes, who made her shahada with a full heart and then discovered that choosing a faith and finding a home inside it are sometimes two very different things. A sister told me her story recently. She had been Muslim for 3 years. She prayed 5 times a day. She had read more about Islam than many women who were born into it. She fasted during Ramadan, gave zakat, was working toward everything in her faith asked of her. And yet she told me, I have never felt more alone in my life. Because the community that welcomed her with tears on the day of her shahada had slowly, quietly moved on. And she was left navigating the most significant spiritual transformation of her life, largely by herself. This episode is for her, and for every convert sister who has felt the gap between the warmth of the welcome and the reality of what came after. You are not imagining it, and you are not alone in it, even when it feels that way. When a woman takes her shahada, the moment itself is usually beautiful. There are tears, there are hugs. There are sisters passing their own responsibility, their own existing community network that she is not yet part of. The calls she makes are returned warmly and briefly. The invitation she was promised do not always materialize, and slowly she began to understand that the welcome was genuine, and also that genuine welcome is not the same as genuine integration. She is learning everything from the beginning. How to make wudu correctly, how to pray, what to eat and what to avoid, how to dress, how to navigate Ramadan, how to explain her faith to her non-Muslim family who are confused and sometimes hurt by her decision. She is doing all of this without the scaffolding that women who are born Muslim have always had. A mother who corrects her pronunciation, a grandmother who shows her how to fold her prayer rug, the community of women who have known the same rhythms since childhood. She is building from zero, and often she is building alone. There is something that most convert sisters discover within the first year that nobody prepared them for, and that is the difference between Islam and Muslim culture, between the deen as it was revealed and the deen as it has been practiced and transmitted by specific ethnic and cultural communities over centuries. She came to Islam. She arrived in a Pakistani community, or an Arab community, or a Somali community, and what she found was that some of what she encountered in those spaces was Islamic, and some of it was cultural, and she could not always tell the difference, and nobody always helped her tell the difference. She was told to cover in a specific way that was actually a cultural preference, not a religious requirement. She was welcomed into community where the language of socializing was Urdu or Arabic, which she did not speak. She found herself in spaces where she was simultaneously honored as a convert, almost placed on a pedestal, and suddenly excluded from the inner circle of women who had grown up there. whose friendships predated her arrival by decades. This is not cruelty. It is not intentional exclusion. It is the natural result of community structure that were built by and for the people who share a cultural heritage. But it is not always enough for immediate social belonging in a community built around shared culture. Naming this is not a criticism of Muslim communities. It is an honest description of a reality that convert sisters need to understand, not so they become bitter, but so they stop concluding that the loneliness they feel is a sign that they made the wrong choice. They did not. They are navigating something genuinely hard, and there is a difference. I want to ground this in something clear before we go further, because the loneliness a convert sister feels can sometimes creep toward a question she would not let herself ask out loud. Does she truly belong in this faith? Is she Muslim? Is she really Muslim in the way that the women who were born into it are Muslim? The answer from our tradition is unambiguous. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "All people are equal, like the teeth of a comb. There is no superiority of an Arab over non-Arab, nor of a non-Arab over an Arab, nor of white person over a black person, nor a black person over a white person, except by taqwa." She is Muslim. She made her shahada, accepted it. That is the only credential that matters in the sight of the one who matters most. And there is something else the scholars of Islam have noted, that the convert, the one who chose Islam, who gave up something to enter it, who came without family or cultural inheritance, holds a particular place in the story of this faith. The earliest Muslims were converts. Every Sahabi who accepted Islam in the early years was a convert. Khadija was a convert. Bilal was a convert. The history of Islam is the history of people who chose it. She is not an outsider who found her way in. She is, in the most direct sense, continuing the oldest tradition in Islam. I want to say something to both sides of the conversation, because this episode is not just about convert sisters, it is also about the community that receives them. To the community, a convert sister in your masjid is not a symbol. She is not a proof point. She is a person who made one of the hardest decisions of her life and showed up in your space needing actual integration, not just welcome. That means inviting her to the things that happen after the shahada, checking in on her from month to month, not just on the day, introducing her to women who will become her actual friends, not just contacts, helping her navigate the difference between cultural practice and religious obligation, treating her as a full member of the community with the same rights, the same inclusion, the same consideration that you extend to someone who was born Muslim. To the convert sister, you are allowed to build your own path. You do not have to conform to every cultural practice in the community you have entered in order to be a good Muslim. You are allowed to study Islam directly, to find scholarship that speaks to your background and your questions, to build friendships with other convert sisters who understand what you are navigating. You are allowed to be Muslim in the way that is authentic to you, to who you are, within the bounds of the deen. Without performing a cultural identity, she chose this faith. That choice was seen by Allah before anyone else witnessed it, and her place in this ummah was secured the moment she said, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Everything after that is details, important details, but details. This is from Zaham to Shifa. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum.